Makala, as well as Niana and Felicia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just doing my purple thing right now. So, just a few seconds. Hold on, hold on, hold on. How is everyone doing? I would like to send out love to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. I just got off the phone with my mom. And telling her, hey, happy Mother's Day. I said, it just came up so fast. I'm like, oh, we're doing that now. Here's the thing, next month is June, and then the next thing you know, we're going to start seeing all those things being popped up all over the place. And it's going to be the 4th of July. And I'm like, oh, God, everything is just moving so fast. So we are on day 12th. And I did type in yesterday, it just slipped my mind that we were in a portal energy yesterday, Blue Galactic Night. And that one was all about intuition, abundance, and connecting to the tones of integrity, activating that portal with Saturn. It was in direct alignment with Saturn, which was beautiful. So now today we are in the yellow solar seed, and I pulse in order to target realizing awareness. I seal the input of flowering with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of universal fire. Now that's really interesting. Universal fire. Now this is the connection with yellow, Jupiter, and the root chakra. The gateway is family, and here it says liberation, ta-da, is attaining when the ego is transcended. The alpha, the beta alpha higher mind control is right here. So you might feel some energy is adjusting here. And then we have the mental continuing conscious, which is this back atmosphere here. Okay. The second time dimension cosmic ascension. So here's the thing why we're talking about fear energy, why we're talking about that energy. And why it's really important that we use discernment on where we're putting our energy of how we're talking about fear. What are you fearing? What are you inviting to the table when you say I fear this or I fear that? What are you actually really fearing? And a lot of times when we say those words fear, we're inviting exactly what we fear into our space. So just think about what I just said. When you fear something, you are actually giving it power. Hi, darling. Come on in, lovely. You're actually giving it power, giving it permission to visit you. You know, I fear being sick. Okay, you just said that. I fear being sick. Delete, delete, delete for myself. So if you say I fear that, now what's going to happen is there's going to be a created attractional energy that's actually going to create you to be that. It's hot outside. I went outside to put the trash out. And I said, well, let me just dump the trash out. I'll go do a quick little walk. I already had a sunburn on my feet because I was wearing my sandals. I was like, look at that. I already got a little sunburn there. Not, it doesn't hurt or anything, but I can just tell. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take that all in. And then I didn't get too much here. I'm like, okay, all right, what have you, what do. So I went and sat and was just sitting on this big slab of granite. And I was just like, let's just take in some deliciousness. Took a picture of the sun. it has a gold halo around it, really tight. Kind of like when you look at your, what is this light thing that's over when you're doing your shots, the camera, and it's a gold right around, all the way around it. And I was like, huh. Took it again, and it was still there. And I said, okay. So those are the source of the golden codes of what sits behind that sun, coming over it, coming towards us. I was like, okay, all right, got it, got it, got it. So when we talk about that fear, what is it that you're still holding on to? That's that fear. Now we've talked about it before. We've made mentions of it before. But what is that fear that you're still holding on to? Is it the fear of not knowing what to do? Is it the fear of where's your life going to be like? Is it the fear of, oops, you guys, I'm sorry. I almost forgot. I don't want it to crack. I heard you. I got you. Okay. I'm like, oh, wow. I put my crystals like in the sunlight and it feels like air. It doesn't even feel like a crystal. Okay. This is so on point to talk about then. What is that fear? Okay. Remember, we're doing all these process within our portal work of liberating ourselves. And liberating simply means this. What do we have to look at to start moving things out that's not in alignment with us anymore? You know, what are we still challenging ourselves on? So I want you to really think about that. We're going to talk about some very interesting little things, and I'm not going to have everybody on here really long because I need to make a nice meal for myself. I want to have my squash today with some beautiful sauteed onions and garlic with a little bit of ghee, just a tiny little bit mixed in with that, and have my favorite, I know this sounds weird, my favorite walnuts and mixture of chocolate raisins with that. And just relax and have a good time with that. I'm loving that stuff. And drinking lots and lots of water. Oh, and not to mention, I like to drink my hibiscus, chickweed, and lemon balm tea. So good. It's perfect for a hot weather day. So when you invite fear in, why are you giving it permission to come in? How is it serving you? Because it's a lower vibration. So how is it serving you to have this fear come in to your space? And now you give it permission to be there with you. So, and when you have to also understand too, a lot of times you could just be going along in your day, you're doing just fine, all of a sudden this energy just hits you like a panic, like a fear, and anxiety comes over you for no reason. Where were you? Were you in a grocery store? Were you in church? Were you at a cemetery? Were you in a hospital walking around? Think about it. Even if you go as far as, say, like looking for a car. I'm not kidding. True. And say like you're not looking for a brand new car. You're looking for a car maybe a couple years old, 3 years old, tops. Low mileage. And you get in the car. You sit in the driver's seat. And you're wondering why all of a sudden this fear comes over you. But yet still the car looks fine till you run the Carfax. And then you realize that car was in a little bit of a something. And then you're wondering, wow, I picked up on that. Same thing going into homes. What was the fear? What did people fear? I'm not a fan of basements. I'm not a fan of anything that requires me to go down into a basement because I know that's where some shenanigans going to be hanging out at. Okay? What is that fear? Fear around water. What's that fear? Okay, we did that clearing of being the healer of how things came up around water. Okay, so when we talk about those fears, this is where we give ourselves that opportunity to see what it is, call it out, and cut the cords to it and remove the hooks and say, I no longer consent to this timeline of this fear. And here's the thing, what if it's a fear that's passed on from your mother-father cells? What if it's a fear of being homeless? What if it's a fear of not having money? What is the fear of dying young? What is the fear of, not marrying? Hi. What if it's a fear? Okay, that fear. So I want to talk about how we can actually just look at that and not give it permission to be in your space. Okay, and the reason why I talk about this is because there's so much going on right now. There's so much energy that's infiltrating, and light workers, the healers, are literally happy. Oh, thank you, darling. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Are literally getting hit. So I wanted to share this. If you didn't get that, that one thing I talked about, spiritual clearing, sacred practices to release negative energy and harmonize your life by Diane Burney. You really need to get this. This is a really good book. Okay? And one of the things she put in this book, it says, protecting your aura from fear. And she talks about what you fear, you attract. Now, you got to remember, we're sitting in these beautiful portals of light, our crystal portals of light, our crystal spiral portal of light. We're sitting inside of that. Okay? So when we're sitting inside of it, what does a crystal do? A crystal amplifies. It can align. It has its own hardening. Okay, a crystal. So when you're sitting inside of one of these, you're going to be amplifying, magnetizing, aligning, cellular memory. That's what crystals know what to do. So one of the things she was putting in this, she says another technique is to imagine a funnel of white light descending from the universe into your crown chakra. Feel it and evoke the affirmation of accepting the strength of such. I accept only the power and the influence of the Christ consciousness in my life now. Now remember, the Christ consciousness is that Christ high heart self, the crystalline, the crystals, all aligned together, divinely aligned with source. You are that Christ consciousness. So it says also, you can state, I am completely protected in this tube of light, and only beings of light absolute can influence me now. So it only means that the higher benevolent light beings can talk to you. How we started off on the first day of activating our portal, we said only benevolent light with a B, B-E, benevolent, can come into your space. Okay, when you're programming your crystal, it's the same as you sitting in your portal. You're programming it to do what? If it's going to do a frequency for you, if it's going to help um, bring your auric field up stronger. If it's going to represent just a beacon of light itself, you're bringing that energy into it. You're tapping into that. You're creating that. It's the same thing when you see yourself sitting in your crystal, beautiful sphere of light, your portal that you are shielding. Now, let's talk about this. We have to be cautious in how we're saying protecting ourselves and shielding ourselves. Okay, shielding, we created something that shields and deflects, that pushes out negativity. Okay, when we use the word protection, we have to be a little bit on the wise side because we don't want our physical body to start protecting itself. Okay, which means, oh, it might decide to gain more weight because it's protecting itself. So this is where we are using words like I'm creating a shield. I like to say shielding. I like to say a medicine energy shield that is programmed around me to keep people out of my space, to keep people tapping into my space, pulling energy, keep people from energies out and around me tapping in, trying to lower my frequency. So when we use the word shielding, creating a medicine shield of light around myself, that takes on a whole new ball of wax, other than just saying, I'm protecting myself. When you're saying you're protecting yourself, what are you protecting yourself from? But when you say, I am creating a shield of light that is shielding, creating a shield around me that deflects out negativity, but only allows positive, higher vibration, benevolent light beings to come in and talk. You just program your whole crystal around yourself so that your whole diameters of yourself is shielded, creating that protective shield of light. It's so important now to do that. And I hear some people say things like, oh, well, if you do too much of that, then you're attracting. No, you're not. I disagree. And I have to disagree with it because of the fact that I've watched, witnessed some people who are medicine healing people get injured, attacked. And what side of the body is the most attacked on a healer? The left side of the body. Why is that, you say? Well, let's just go back to our metaphysical dynamics. The left side is receiving, the right side is sending. So when an energy, let's just call it what it is, an archon energy, a draconian, a reptilian energy of any kind of thing floating out there, vibration, wants to throw you off your game, what are the chances of it being your shoulder, your arm, your hip, your leg, your foot, your ankle, on the left side of the body? So let me tell you, there is a teaching on YouTube about the seals. There's these particular seals that were put on us through the Anunnaki lines and draconians and reptilians way back in the day. They're energetic seals that are imprinted into your blueprint or your more of your DNA cellular memories. Yes, left side controls. There you go. There you go. So when this gets hit, it throws this out. So right now, more than ever, everyone needs to be on their game, because these particular energies that are out and about are just wanting to kind of wreak havoc. And I'm hearing so much. Like this morning, I heard so much that so many people within the span of a week or two have had some kind of thing happen on the left side of their body: knee, hip, ankle, foot, all of that. Out of nowhere, just happened. Or better yet, you just wake up and you're like, what the hell is going on? I feel like I was either hit at night or something, and what the heck? Neck, throw out the left side of the neck, so that just makes connection interfered. Do you see the game? So it's really important when we talk about fear, what are we fearing, what are we afraid of, that you really look at, oh my gosh, I need to make sure I'm not in that fear mode. I need to make sure, where's this fear coming from? Is it even mine? Is it mine? Because if it's not mine, it needs to go. Goodbye, kick rocks, get out of here. I'm done with you. Okay? Some fears that we cultivate within ourselves will literally start the ball rolling to give you the outcome that you fear. I cannot tell you, in all of my years of working with people, I could go and do the Reiki treatment on them, do a good pranic clearing on them, do all this wonderful stuff. And then I watch, and I literally will hear the person start slowly bringing it back in. Oh, I'm so glad I got this work done. I'm just afraid that it might come back and start all over again. And you know what I say? I said, you just hooked right back into it. Why is it so hard for you to just let go of it and don't give it permission to come back in? Which means you become no mind and you don't think about it and you don't connect with it again. Because the minute you start thinking about it and connecting with it, what are you doing? You're creating a line to it again. And now you're going to start creating that belief again. Oh, now it's back. Oh, now, hi, can I get in for another appointment on a Reiki treatment? And I was feeling so good for 2 weeks. Yeah, I just kind of feel like it's trying to come back in. Somewhere down the line, you have to take control of the steering wheel. Because your healer can only do so much for you if you're seeing one. The rest is up to you. Your healer creates the space for you to heal yourself, to get over whatever fear thing that's going on, to get rid of that. It's the same thing as someone walking around thinking that they've been hexed, they've been cursed. Now, I'm not saying that none of that's real. No, that stuff is very real. Hexing and cursing is simply just directing a form, energy, intention of harmfulness towards someone, wishing them ill will for no reason. This person probably never did anything to you, but you're sending that energy to that person on that contention. And then there's just people that just constantly just want to wish people ill will because they're so unhappy. Okay? What you fear, you bring to your doorstep. You literally give it permission to come to you. So if you fear not having money, okay, you just put a block up. So now a big old road sign just went up. He fears the money coming in. So the sign is up there. So now it's blocking. This person is in fear of money coming in. Okay. Universe sits back and says, okay. This person is in fear of getting into a car wreck. The fact that you keep thinking that, you actually create an alignment with someone that you'll get into a car wreck with. God forbid. But that's what you do. That fear. And it's hard. This is what happens. Let's talk about that. When you've had a car accident, your body still feels, the cellular body still feels the impact, still hears the car, still sees what it saw, still feels what the impact was. So this is why it's so important. If you've ever experienced that, you go back to that timeline and clear it. I cannot tell you so many times in Spiral Light, I've gone back to people's timelines. Oh, when did that happen? When did that pain come up? Oh, when I had a car accident about 5, 10 years ago. Oh, well, that happened when I was in a car accident about 20, 30 years ago. And I'm like, and you've been hurting this long? Well, let's just go back to that timeline and clear it, because your cells hold that memory and knows that it's sitting there. I said, let's just go back and revisit that. But you don't have to interact with it. Let's just clear the timeline, move the hooks and cords, clear it out, and you no longer consent to that. And just simply say, I release this. I am not consenting to that. I release this. And then we talk to the cells and tell the cells and the DNA cells to cancel all that out. Boom! They come back and say, wow, the pain's gone. Well, yeah, because it still had the memory that happened. And until someone goes in and takes it out, it's still there. That is true across the whole table with anything that you're experiencing in your life. What did you give permission to come into your space? Simply by speaking with your divine Heka. This is so powerful. It's so powerful when you take a vibration that comes up through your voice box, that comes up through your mouth with breath, you're breathing. Now you're speaking these words into this element of air. And now the air, that's a living energy itself, picks it up, records it, and disperses it. Now it's all in your auric field. See how this works? Now it's all in your space. And you're wondering why that keeps getting attracted. It will not change until you change the belief of what you're saying. It's the same thing when people have healed. They've had a healing. They are no longer having the cancer. Cancer's in remission. It has spontaneously healed. Okay, what did you do different that allowed you to heal? I know for me, my personal journey is I had to make a choice if I was staying here or if I was going. So when I had to talk to my body and say, okay, I am not going to sit in fear over this. I'm shifting it. I had to shift everything. I had to forgive. I had to shift my thoughts into this is done, this is healed, I claim it. Even when the doctors around me were saying, oh no, we're going to put you through chemo, and no, we're going to go ahead and do the surgeries and get this out, and then we're going to do. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not doing chemo. Because I'm already telling myself, and I'm already taking the actions and cellularly doing things on vibrational ways to communicate with my body to undo it. Because somehow my cells in my body forgot to have love, energy in it, to be healthy. It got stuck in something that was trauma. It got stuck in something that was fear. It got stuck in that mode, and it just kept reproducing itself. So when we talk about that word fear, it only stays and takes on a life form when you feed it and allow it to keep living as what you justify as your fear. So until you make a divine curriculum assessment and you actually sit fear down at the table and say, okay, now you listen here, fear. You've just really had too much time hanging out in my money area, my relationship areas, my well-being areas, and I no longer need you to be in my space. So you know what? You are fired. You are terminated. You are 100% deactivated. And you know what? You see that door over there? I'm kicking your ass out. Hit that door. Goodbye. I'm done. You're not invited. Fear has no space here. Period. And then when you cut that off, now your subconscious mind isn't looking for that match. Your auric field isn't looking for that match because you're clearing it out. So now your auric field is looking for empowerment, inspiration, action taking place. I'm moving forward now. I'm doing this. I'm going to do it regardless. I'm taking a chance regardless. That looks really interesting to me. I'm going to do that anyway. If it comes out, great. If not, no worries. I'll align. There's something else that I'm supposed to be aligned with. But at least I'm not aligned with fear. Fear has its friend, just like I said before, worry. Worry likes to tag along too. Worry can pull you down fast. Gives you sleepless nights, gives you headaches, gives you stiff muscles. I'm not a doctor. Anyway, have to say that. But it gives you all that stuff. It puts all that stress in your body. Then you're wondering why your blood pressure's going up. Then you're wondering why your hormones are out of balance. Then you're wondering why you got migraines and headaches and stuff because you've been worrying so much about a situation. Instead of just saying, you know what, there's nothing I can do about this that's outside of the realms of how this is. So I'm just going to give it up to Source Creator. And I'm going to ask my divine team to help me divinely align myself with the best outcome. What does that look like? Because I'm thinking of what it looks like. You see what I'm saying? So when we take the initiative today and we look at our lives and we say, where is this fear hanging out at? Where am I fearful? Where am I feeling at? And is it time for it to go? Give yourself permission to not have that fear. Give yourself permission to let it go. So, get the book. It's loaded up with some really good gems. I am connected with my higher self, and I am totally protected, or you can use the word shielded, as I stand in the light of Source Creator and love that never fails. Source Creator, cosmic grandmothers of benevolent light, all of our divine energies, however we see that, Pachamama, or seeing Atabe, Simihin Yaya, and, ancestors that have been healed and they are in the higher realms. Okay, not the ancestor that's still hanging on to what happened and they didn't get justification and it's this and this. That's still a soul in healing. We're talking about the benevolent light ones. We're talking about the ones that actually hold their light in everything they do, and they don't walk in that. They walk in nothing but absolute love, absolute light of self, of divine. And they're not connected to a negative outcome. It's going to be the highest outcome for the highest good. That's the difference. So When you wear your crystals, I like to have them where it shields and how you program them. Now, here's the thing. If you program your auric field and you're telling your auric field and your crystalline energy, you're telling it what you want it to be. It's the same thing when you're wearing your crystals. I like to make my crystals medicine to stay focused, to shield off any type of negative energies that are low vibrations. This is why it is that energy output of keeping our frequency high so that these lower vibrations don't pull you down. Okay? Let me tell you, they're trying all kind of stuff. And when they attack that left side of the body, they're trying to just attack that part where you can't receive energetically. Receive. Okay? So this is the part where we really want to deactivate any seals that have been put on you energetically. I have that video in here somewhere where we're talking about removing seals. It was really awesome. Went through and just did it with a singing bowl. I don't know which one it is, but it's in there. But it was all about clearing. So everyone take a deep breath. I'm going to give you some codes for neutralizing your fear. And if you want pen or paper, if you want to put this in water and drink it, you can do that. So I'm going to start with, let's do this one. This is a big code. It's a big one. I have a funny feeling that this one's been used a lot. Okay, so this one is going to be 891 019 4918 808. I'm going to say it again. 891 019 4918 808. Activate, accelerate, divinely align. This one works with emotional memories and traumas. I like this one. 61 988 184 161. Breathe. Okay, I'm going to say it again. 61 988 184 161. There you go. Breathe that in. Okay, just breathe. And these last two is going to be for the mental and then holding in that stuck anger. Whatever you've been angry about produces a fear. You might have anger of some kind of abandonment energy. And that's around you because you don't want someone to leave you. You don't want to be left out or abandonment. There could be fear around being alone. There could be fear around not being loved. There could be fear around not being good enough. No, I don't understand why you would never think that you're not lovable or that you're not worthy or you're not deserving. Because if you showed up here on this planet in the body that you're in, you are worthy. You are all of those wonderful things. It's just you have to remember that's what you have inside of you. Okay? So, this is for the mental health of self. And I'm not a doctor. Blah, 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 blah. These are just the beautiful codes to work with this. And this is a long one, and there's no break in it. The whole code is one code. 519481913711181. That number again is 519481913711181. Activating it. And the last one is for that anger energy, stuff that's stuffed down. And you don't know where that anger comes from. You don't know why you snap that fast, why you get angry so fast. And then it takes time for you to go back and say, wait, I don't even know why I did that. What? Why? Why did you snap off like that? What happened? Where in your timeline of yourself were you so angry or fearful or just out of it? Where was it that caused you to just snap? And then you came back and said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. When you're catching yourself saying, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, and you're saying it a lot, that's because there's something hidden there that you have yet to just look at and release it. Does that make sense? So, this is another long code. 548317489417. 5483174899417. Okay. So, work with those codes and see how that makes you feel. The other codes that you're doing, those will time their own selves out when your body has had enough and it's hit that level. You'll know, because it'll be like, oh, I'm not feeling as much, because your body has already calibrated those codes in your body and already talked. So now these codes are dealing with fear and hidden stuff inside you. Where is it? Is it sitting in the mental? Is it sitting in your emotional self? Is it sitting in your physical self? Is it sitting in your spiritual? Where is this part kind of just hanging in there, in the silence, background? This is how you unravel all of those things that are just sitting there. And some of the fears literally stops you from living your life. Some fears literally stops you from going forward. Some fears literally stops you from really knowing who you are. Does that make sense? So when we talk about this and you sit down with your higher self, I'm all about teaching you how to commune with the self, have that conversation. It's not for everybody to get in your space to try to figure you out. You figure you out. You know how you are ticking. You know how you are thinking. You know how, if you've been bad or good, for goodness sakes. So you better watch out. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Okay, I'm going to stop. I just started listening. I'm like, wait a minute. Caught myself. I don't know why I went there. getting a little hot in here. So, that's a moment. I love it. So, you have to just make the time and say, okay, I'm just going to clear it. And take yourself outside sometimes and just sit and just say, you know what? I don't want this anymore. Just have a conversation, go up there, let it all go. And then just watch how you'll feel this energy come through you. And it'll be like, bloop. And you'll be sitting there going, oh, yeah, wow, I feel really good. That feels amazing. Okay, so let's end with when you program your crystals or your medallions that you're wearing, if you're wearing any. If you're wearing just a regular quartz, or if you're wearing a rose quartz or whatever you're wearing, you can program it. Say like you want to work on just being in a good creative space and keeping your stress low. Then pick up the crystal and tell it. Put it in your hand, your right hand, and tell it what you desire it to do. Quartz crystals are your recorders. They are your amplifiers. They are your frequencies. You can tell this crystal straight up, say, look, I want my frequency to be up in 777 codes. Let's take me up there. Let's amplify ourselves and stay up there in a vibration of 1,000,000. That might be a little much. 1,000. How about that? 777,000 frequency. Help me to navigate and stay in a frequency on the 9th dimensional energy to get things done. Shifting off of the 3rd density energy, heavy density. So you're moving up in a higher one. Can't stay up there too long. Use it for what you need it for. But then find yourself navigating between 5, 6, and 7. Right there. 8's good. Get things done, 9. Really get things done, go to 12. Just drink a lot of water. Go to 12. And I say that because when you're working those higher energy, you can get a little lightheaded and a little off to the sides with yourself because you're not used to it. Well, drink your water and your cells know what to do. Your soul knows what to do. How old is your soul? Go back and revisit that video. How old do you really think you are? Okay. So when you're programming, if you want to know if the crystal's programmed, you can do self-dowsing. Take that crystal, put it right at the belly button. You know if your body is, if you program yourself to say, okay, yes, my yes is a forward, my no is a back. Okay, now you just programmed yourself. So now you can take your crystal and say it's just programmed. Your body will naturally go forward. Hi, Pearly. Okay, so program yourself. I showed my mom this. Love you, Mom. Happiest Mother's Day. I already had a Mother's Day conversation with her and told her she's thebomb.com. Thank you for bringing me into the world. I love you, Mom. So I showed my mom this technique. Oh my God. My mom was so cute. I came over to, I think I was studying massage. No, I was doing an acupuncture study over one summer in Berkeley. And I took a short acupuncture course. And that was bomb.com. And I remember learning about the body dowsing. And I come home. All of these things were all over the counter. Like different things that she likes to eat. Everything was all over the counter. And she's walking around. She goes, I knew I couldn't eat that. I got a no on that. But yeah, I can eat this and this was good. And then I was having this and I doused my this. Now I understand why I'm having this problem. It was so funny. She was just dousing herself with everything. It was like counter full of stuff. I'm like, well, what have you been doing? I've been figuring it out. It's so funny. So don't get caught up in over dowsing. Pick a few things, get the answer. So that's a body douse. And you want to make sure your feet are straight and your chin is straight forward. You don't want to be turning your head all over the place waiting for an answer because you're throwing off your alignment to get a true answer. Chin's forward, chin alignment, eyes can drop, and then ask that question. Keep that chin up. That keeps the alignment straight through. Keep your head straight forward. Eyes drop when you ask the question, and your body will respond. It will give you a true yes or a true no. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure you drink some water when you're doing dowsing of any sort, pendulum, dowsing rods, body douse. Drink some water, hydrate yourself first so that the cells, everybody is free flowing, everybody's feeling good, nobody's hanging out in tight areas saying, oh, I wish I had some water in me because I'm all dehydrated back here. I'm feeling myself getting kind of stuck. So drink the water first. Remember your positioning, chin up, straight forward. Drop the eyes, and then go into that. Okay, go into that. Dr. B taught that in one of his classes. Love Dr. B. He corrected something about pendulum and dowsings, and nobody really taught that. They just say, "Oh, you get your pendulum, and then you watch it and let it swing for the left or right." Well, no, that's not how you do that. You don't do it like that. I like to take mine, program it, say, okay, this is my yes, this is my no. It doesn't move. So now, when you're using your pendulum, you keep that head forward, keep that chin space there. Your eyes are the only thing that drop. You don't be moving your head around because you're going to get an inaccurate image. And now you ask, show me a yes. Show me a no. Okay? So when you program it, keeping that straight form, you'll get a straight answer. Drink water. Okay? If you don't drink the water, your answers are going to be off. And if you're moving your head around, looking all over the place, your answer is going to be wrong. A lot of people get frustrated and say, that just doesn't work for me. Well, what's your technique? How are you doing? Show it. Oh, okay, you're moving your head all over the place. That's why you're not getting a good answer. You have to be straight, chin forward, eyes just drop. Now you're connected. You're connected here, through your divine gate, through source, through your soul chakra, your soul star, into the crown. Now you're connected to the third eye. When the eyes drop, it forms that triangle, right there. Now it's going to give you the information. High heart self is connected to your high heart self. Okay, to get that info. It works so good for when you're trying to figure out, do I need to work with this mineral? Do I need to work with this? Do I need to make a decision on this? Because you're communicating with your high heart self. So if you're moving your head all around, doing all this stuff, and you're going to get weird answers, and it's not going to be good. Or if your head is down like this is not a straight alignment. Your head is down too far. This is a straight alignment because now the throat chakra is open. And there's alignment right here into the high heart self. The thymus right here. Now, let's not forget how powerful this is. Just tapping on it increases your immune system. Remember that? Tapping on the thymus in the morning increases your immune system. Just refreshing the memory of being human 101. Okay, so when you're programming and you want to check and see if your crystal is working, then do that. Now remember, I taught all of you how to turn a crystal on. Some of you got crystals on and they're not even turned on. You haven't turned it on. You haven't flipped the switch. So when you turn the crystal on, 1, 2, 3, it's like you're saying hi, index finger, sending. Make 7 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Push up. Turns your crystal on. The energy starts to expand. If you want to turn your crystal off, go the opposite direction. Push down. Okay? That was so much fun. Turning on all the crystals, and I was like, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, ooh. So now, when I get my crystals, I'm making sure I turn them on. And you can see the difference. You can see the difference when you do it. And when you check it with a pendulum, the pendulum will probably be only moving like really slow like this. And then when you turn it on, it'll be going like this. Your pendulum will be like that. If you say, how expanding is the energy? Show me how the energy is on it. It'll be doing this swinging. That's how you know it's really good. Now, I've seen people take pendulums and use to open and activate crystals. That's another way you can do that too. But I personally like to have my imprint on the crystal and imprint it and turn it on. Okay, so that's a good thing to do. So anything that you're wearing, your crystals, your rings, your earrings, your even medallions that you're wearing that are sacred pieces, you can turn those, put that energy, anything that's with the spiral activates. That's why I do spiral light. It activates healing. It activates something to be moved in the body. Spiral is the activation into life. It's the activation to everything taking its form. It spirals into the cellular breakup, splittings. It spirals. When you watch a cell go through mitosis and meiosis, and you see the division happening, you look deeper into the cell, cytoplasm and everything is going this way. It's spiraling. Everything from a seed to flowers, everything. Even when the bees are coating the honey. Oh yeah, the honey from MountShasta.com. Jeez. Woo. That's all spiraled because it's all in them and they're putting the codes in like that. Okay. So I gave you your homework assignment on that. You got your numbers. And I'm just going to pull. Does anyone want a card for themselves for today? A message. Let's do this one. Let's do a sacred geometry activation one. Okay. We're going to do this one. So I have this. I have What Have We Forgotten? And I have the Water Temple. And then I have a Lemurian one. So put in a chat which one you want. Who wants the sacred one? The sacred activation one. Put in the chat, sacred activation. Put a Lemurian, if you want a Lemurian card. If you want the key, put it in there. And if you want a water temple one, put it in there. How about that? Let's do something different. Anybody want the activation one? I can pop over to something else. Okay, Manisha, you're going to be first. Manasha, you're first. Lemurian. Okay, got it. Miasha, you're first. Okay, everyone else put yours in. And I'll give you your card. And that card of the day is what you're going to work with today and tomorrow. Okay, sacred activation. Okay, I gotcha. Star Seer. You got the Star Seer. And the Star Seer is a number 46. That's pretty. I like that one. Star Seer. I'll just read the upper part of it. Okay, Star Seer. Listen to your intuition. Trust the holistic journey. Dreams finding their way into being. The bigger picture. A more aligned outcome than expected. Clarity of the greater path. This is what this card is. And it's a card that depicts the intuition as a goddess. This is all about being connected to intuition. Okay? So that's your card. Take a look at it. Breathe that in. Okay, on to the next one. Okay. Lady Cosmos, Chocolate Cosmos, I got you. You want a sacred activation. Okay, got it. Sacred activation. When I tap on it, I'm thinking of your name, and I'm knocking on the door. You're welcome. Okay, yours is all about delight. Look at those colors. This is the color I saw around the sun today. Delight. Here it is. The frequency of delight supports your capacity to create and experience the feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. So feeling delight. When we saying delight, feeling in that light, feeling in that place, feeling happiness, feeling that place, bringing in that light. Okay? That is, go and have some fun today. Take a break. Go and have some fun today. Take a break. And it means find joy. Your joy will take you where you want to go. Your joy will help you connect to what it is that you want to connect to. You're welcome. Okay. I have you. I want to say Anita? Yanita? Water. Okay. Water temple. Here we go. Ooh. Wow. This is a good one. Goddess Anut. Detachment. I choose me. You need to choose yourself. It's time to say, okay, you know what? I do everything for everybody else, but I got to choose me. And today, everyone that is a divine female, you need to just be your goddess or your queen self today. Period. That is you today. Okay. Anybody else wanting one? You want the key one, Shay? Okay, I got you. Okay, did you get that, Anit? You have the goddess enough. And here's the thing, that's number 28, so that comes to a 10. That's a 1 energy. What do you need to start over with? You need to think about that 1 is about you. Okay? Detach and choose you. Choose you. This is important. Very important. You're going to come back later and say, you know what? That played out this week. I had to choose me. There you go. Okay, key. I'm going to do key. The key was, what have we forgotten? Love this. I love this set. This is the back of it. Okay, knock, knock, knock. Let's see what you get, Shay. I'm saying your name. If you're just coming in, if you'd like to have a card of the day, you have to just say yes, and I'll let you know what cards I'm pulling from. You'll get to pick what you want. Okay, here's your card. Nice. The big picture. Look at that. Look at the DNA strands on the side. Look at the chambers. This is all of those beautiful portal chamber energies. Is open at the top. Look at that. The big picture. You're welcome. Okay, the big picture is, what number is this? Number 61. Okay. Let's look at 61. Okay, it's right here. The big picture. The 10,000 foot view. Let your imagination span out a full layer of your life. Take a look at that. Consider life as a giant map, a space, a time that you can move around on. That with your zoom in into, like Google Map, what are you zooming into to see? What do you no longer need to look at? Hold on. Okay. Make a practice of remembering to check the 10,000 foot view in your life. Sometimes that's where the breadcrumbs or the treasures are hidden. I like that. That's a good one. Okay. So really take a look at the bigger picture. Is it really what you thought it is? Or is there a hidden message in everything that you're experiencing? Is it a hidden one? Because this is all about, take a look. You get that sky view. That means go up and really take a look. Be like the drones. You know those drone cameras that send up? They get the big picture. They can go out and take a look at everything. You're like, wow, look at that. That's so cool. Take a big look. Take a look. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. It looks like I got everyone. Did I get everyone? You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to show the cards, and if you just came in, I'll be happy to pull a message for you. This is what we've forgotten. Lemuria. An activation card. Okay. So, and then you have the water temple cards. Oh, Mystic Healer. I will get you. Unfurling back to love. It's the, wow, and it's a 5 energy. It's the heart chakra. So what do you need to move back into space with the love energy, with the love self? Okay, with the love self. In that heart space, releasing what's heavy on the heart. Okay. So your Lemurian book, this is number 5. Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, this is what it means. Love for oneself and others, relationships, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, connection, receptivity, acceptance, and generosity. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. That's that love energy, having that love energy. So this is good. This is going to come up for you. It's already here. You're already asking yourself certain things. But this is really going to be kind of playing out that love energy. Self-love. Okay, Pearlie, no problem. I'll go ahead and pull that up. Tell your beloved one, Happy Mother's Day. Ooh, I like this. This is the water dragons. And this is the ether. Yeah, ethers. The seamless, unspeakable. What is not being spoken? This is 11. This is the sacred door of 11. You're welcome, Mystic Healer. Sacred door of the 11. That's a master number. 0-point field. The void. Blank canvas. Threshold. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Time to choose what you want to bring into your life. Endless possibilities. Limitless paradox. What do you want? Endless. Endless possibilities. That's beautiful. And this is like water dragons. And it's the ether dragons that are in the ethers. And these particular dragons, all the dragons are in that 12th dimension. They're up there in source consciousness. They're up there in the Christ-like energy. Okay? Dragons. There you go. All right, lovelies. Everyone, I want you to have a wonderful divine gathering of light and gathering of love for yourself. Let's go ahead and close out our day and be in our sacred space and do that work and keeping things sacred to you. Okay? Perfect. Love it. Okay, let's say it. I am divinely awake. I am divinely aligned. I am divinely heard. I am divinely seen. I am divinely felt. And I am divinely loved. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Be of your light. So, stay true to yourselves. Thank you. I had a good time pulling that for all of you. I want you to take something, a message with you. Know that you are free, divinely free. Thank you. I'm like, there's one I'm missing. Divinely free. You're divinely free. Okay? Everyone, be good to yourself. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for the love heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The young one is not feeling so well. She got all these allergies. She's in the bed. She's like, the cats are underneath the bed. Haven't seen them today. They're all out. I'm like, I'm the only one going, what can we do today? I feel so good. Everyone be good. Bring in the love. All right. Be good to yourself. Much love. See you tomorrow. Bye.